Looking for a tablet that won't break the bank but still delivers a fantastic experience? You've come to the right place. In this video, we're counting down the top 5 best cheap tablets of 2025. We'll be looking at performance, screen quality, battery life, and overall value to help you find the perfect budget-friendly companion for entertainment, productivity, and more. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra. When you absolutely, positively need the biggest tablet possible, opt for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra. This is not only the tablet with the biggest screen but the best big screen tablet, in my opinion, because it marries a gorgeous 14.6-inch AMOLED display with a speedy MediaTek Dimensity 9300 Plus chip that can run all your favorite Android apps. And despite the size of the screen, this 1.6-pound slate doesn't feel heavy thanks to its elegant ultra-thin design, which is just a smidge thinner than an iPad Air. Of course, the size of the screen does make it feel a bit unwieldy and you'll generally want to use two hands or a stand when using the S10 Ultra. But what a screen it is! The 14.6-inch, 2960 by 1848 pixels, AMOLED display on our review unit looks luscious in person, and our lab testing reveals it's actually more colorful and more color accurate than either the iPad Air or the iPad Pro's mini LED display. The Galaxy Tab S10 Ultra's AMOLED screen also has an adaptive refresh rate capable of achieving up to 120 Hz, which can make scrolling and gameplay feel smoother. Plus, the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra comes with a stylus packed in for free, a nice touch Apple won't match with its iPads. However, there's one big drawback to having a tablet with an AMOLED screen this big: battery life. In our lab the Tab S10 Ultra lasted under 10 hours, 922, which is fine for casual use but frustrating when you want to use this tablet on the go all day. Plus, it comes pre-installed with a bunch of Samsung apps, most of which are basically worthless if you don't already own other Galaxy devices. Number 4. Microsoft Surface Pro 11. The Microsoft Surface Pro 11 is a Windows 11 tablet for users who want the versatility of Windows with the accessibility of a tablet, and it's the best yet thanks to the inclusion of Qualcomm's new Snapdragon chips. I recommend it as the best Windows tablet for most people because it's faster and better looking than any competing Windows slate, and there aren't many to choose from. While Microsoft Surface Pro tablets have been a bit boring for years, the Surface Pro 11 shakes things up with a new OLED display option and a new Snapdragon X chip under the hood. That Snapdragon chip pushes this tablet to new heights of speed and power efficiency, making it the fastest tablet on this list save for the iPad Pro M4. It also helps that this slate lasts just over 12 hours in our battery tests, which means you can carry it for a full day without worrying too much about plugging in. And while you can get by just fine with the base model, $999, and its 13-inch LCD display, those who can afford to splurge by spending $600 on upgrading to the OLED-equipped version should appreciate the additional vivacity and brightness of the display, which gets brighter than the iPad Air, 2024, in our display tests. However, there are a few caveats to know before buying. While Microsoft is keen to talk up the Windows 11 AI features this tablet supports thanks to its Snapdragon chip, in our hands-on testing we didn't find them to be very valuable or useful save live captions, which uses AI to automatically display captions for any audio you're listening to in real time. And while this Windows tablet screams out to be used as a productivity device, Microsoft will gouge you on peripherals in a very Apple-like way if you go that route. At time of review, for example, the detachable Surface Flex Pro keyboard cost an additional $349 and the Surface Slim Pen 2 stylus cost another $100, which means you're paying nearly another $500 just to outfit this Windows tablet with the accessories that allow you to use it to maximum effect. Overall, though, this is the best Surface Pro tablet yet, and the best Windows 11 tablet on the market. Number 3. OnePlus Pad 2. The OnePlus Pad 2 is a premium Android tablet for those who want an iPad competitor that delivers lovely design and good performance at a great price. I think this curved slate is the best Android tablet for most buyers because it gives you a lovely premium slate with all-day battery life and plenty of power for less than an iPad Air. Though it's pricier than the original OnePlus Pad, it still delivers great value thanks to its speed, cameras and iPad Air beating battery life. That's right, in our battery test, the OnePlus Pad 2 lasted 14 hours and 58 minutes on a full charge, beating the newer iPad Air 2024, and almost every other tablet on this list. That all-day battery life is handy to have in this tablet because its deeply rounded edges make it more comfortable to hold for long periods than any other slate on the list, and the massive 13MP camera on the back is good enough that you might actually want to take photos with your tablet. And while our tests show it's not as fast as the iPad Air M3, this slate is still great for getting things done or playing games, not least because of its great 4-speaker sound system. The OnePlus Pad 2 is arguably a more effective productivity device than Apple's iPads, in part because Android is a more versatile operating system, so it's easier to move files around and run a wider variety of apps, but also because the OnePlus Pad 2's optional stylus and keyboard cover are cheaper than their iPad counterparts. So if you're aiming to build a productivity tablet setup on the cheap, the OnePlus Pad 2 paired with the OnePlus Smart Keyboard, $149, and OnePlus Stylo 2, $99, will get you there for less money than Apple's options. Lastly, everything looks great on the updated 3K display, which is now on par with the iPad Air M3 in terms of color reproduction, color accuracy and overall brightness. Whether it's comics or YouTube videos, everything looks its best on this panel. Number 2. Amazon Fire 7. Amazon's Fire tablets are some of the cheapest slates you can buy, and the Amazon Fire 7 is the least expensive yet. It's not the best performer, but for the $60 asking price, or $75 if you want it without ads, there's no better budget tablet on the market. That low asking price is the number one reason why I think this is the best budget tablet, but there are other nice things we can say about the Fire 7. It's quite light and easy to carry since it weighs under a pound, 9.9 ounces, and it lasted for nearly 11 hours in our battery tests, which is almost as good as our top pick, the iPad Air, which costs roughly 10x as much. Plus, it sports a microSD port which lets you slot in additional memory, up to 1 terabyte, via microSD cards. That's a feature not even Apple's fanciest tablets can match. Now for the bad parts, this is a cheap tablet, and it feels like it. The slim, rounded plastic chassis doesn't feel as nice as the metal and glass you get on fancier tablets like the iPads, and the thick bezels around the screen make the slate feel chintzy. Worse, they surround a fuzzy 7-inch, 1024 by 600 pixels, LCD screen which performed poorly in our display tests and has a resolution too low to support HD video. So if you want a cheap tablet for streaming movies and TV shows, I recommend saving up for the Amazon Fire HD 10. It costs twice as much as the cheap Fire 7, but it has a screen capable of displaying HD content at 1080p, which is the minimum you want for a quality viewing experience. The built-in cameras and speakers are also pretty poor, and you could do better with every other tablet on this list. But every other tablet on this list is also far more expensive than the Fire 7, and I think this sub-$100 slate is a real value for folks who want a cheap tablet you don't mind breaking or losing. It's especially well suited to being a child's first tablet, since it's easy to replace and runs all the apps on Amazon's App Store. Amazon's Android app selection is more limited than you get on a full Android tablet like the OnePlus Pad 2, but you still get most of the hits, plus you can take advantage of Amazon's robust parental controls for Fire OS. Number 1. Apple iPad Air 2024. Apple's iPad Air is the iPad for shoppers who want a slightly thinner, lighter and better version of the original, and the new 2024 model is the best yet. That's because this is the first iPad Air to come in either 11-inch or 13-inch varieties, which means you no longer have to shell out for the pricier iPad Pro if you really want a 13-inch iPad. And the latest iPad Air feels plenty snappy thanks to the Apple M2 chip under the hood, which makes every app you run on the device feel fast and responsive. Plus, it supports the Apple Pencil Pro, $129, which means you can use it as an art tool or note-taking device if you're willing to shell out extra for accessories. And while you still need to upgrade to the iPad Pro to get Apple's top-tier mini LED display, the LED display on the iPad Air looks great and our testing reveals it gets brighter than its predecessors. This lovely little slate also delivered all-day battery life in our testing lab, lasting nearly 12 hours, 11:30, in our battery performance benchmarks. And in our CPU performance tests, the 2024 iPad Air speeds past nearly every other tablet on this list, including the OnePlus Pad 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. Of course, there are some nits to pick with even our best tablet of the bunch. I wish Apple would enable Face ID support for the iPad Air so you could quickly log in just by looking at it, but no such luck yet. Even the 2024 iPad Air only has support for Touch ID, not Face ID. It would also be nice if Apple would do more to make this pint-sized powerhouse a more functional productivity device. You can use it as a decent laptop replacement in a pinch, especially if you shell out $300 to $350 for the Magic Keyboard, but iPadOS struggles to keep up with the demands of work like multitasking between projects or moving files around. But those are minor complaints about what I think is easily the best tablet for most people. If you can't quite afford the new iPad Air, you can get nearly as much value out of an older, discounted model or the weaker base iPad, but those who can afford to pay for the best should shell out for the Air. You will find all the links of these products in the description below. Comment below and tell us which tablet you were considering. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and share with your friends, and if you are new to the channel then subscribe and hit the bell icon for future updates.